Hi, my name is SK, and this is not the style of content that I normally make. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a very long time, I just haven't been able to find the words. Mental health can be somewhat of a touchy topic, depending on who you're discussing it with. And the internet, especially at this point in time, can be a scary place. I've been scared to write and record this voiceover, worried I was going to say the wrong thing, somehow be wrong for sharing my own experience. But that's a little silly, isn't it? It doesn't give my feelings and experiences any room to breathe, and it doesn't help bring awareness to what I'm going to speak on. Fear doesn't help people feel less alone in their struggles. Fear doesn't fight stigma head on. Fear doesn't accomplish what I want to accomplish. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and to help support the cause of fighting against these stigmas, I'm going to share my story. And before I continue, let me just reiterate that I'm not doing any of this for some kind of pity, or for you to think I'm crazy, or weird, or sad. I'm doing great. The path of healing isn't linear, but I'm walking along it while being gentle with myself. I'm also letting people walk alongside me while I'm on this journey. My family, my close friends, my boyfriend, and now you guys. I've struggled with mental health for the better part of 7 years. I've had a lot of people say that they were surprised when I reveal this, saying that I've always seemed so bubbly and cheerful. That sounds like I'm bragging about being able to mask well, but I promise that I'm not. Especially as a neurodivergent person, trying to unlearn masking to be able to be my true, authentic self has been a journey within itself, and a difficult one at that. But that's a topic for a separate video I intend to make one day. My struggle with mental health became very serious in the fall of 2021 when I fell into a really deep depression. A little over 1 year before, I had had a very traumatic experience with some online friends that turned out not really to be friends whatsoever. There is scientific evidence that the human body undergoes what is called the anniversary effect, where your body will remember when distressing or traumatic things happen and react to them on the same day, even years after. Most of these reactions are subconscious, such as having an extra emotional day and not really understanding why until you look at the calendar. I don't really understand what happened in full, but part of me thinks that I pushed my emotions away so much that when the 1 year traumaversary occurred, all the feelings that I had tried to hide just came back with such a strong vengeance that I barely could function. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't take care of myself. I didn't like talking to anybody except my dog and my sister. Every single picture I see from that time period, even if I masked it well at the time, I can look back now and see just how miserable I really was below the surface, and that is heartbreaking. These problems just got worse until I eventually started harming myself physically in 2022, and continued that habit for years, much longer than I'd care to admit. I'm not going to go into details for the sake of my privacy, as well as keeping this video as PG as humanly possible. But for a SparksNote version, I just got worse and worse and worse, until a trusted adult in my life at the time was alerted to just how poorly I was doing and told my parents in February of 2024. From that point on, with the help of my parents and a lot of research on my own part, I started a very slow, very tedious, very imperfect healing process. I was in my freshman year of high school at this point, and looking back now, as I'm close to starting my senior year, I can see a lot of errors in methods I tried, but I can also see the good in that, and how desperately I wanted to get better, and how hard I tried, even if I failed. I think the thing that always frustrated me back then, and still frustrates me now along this journey, is the setbacks, the times when I stumble. I'm very black and white in my thinking, and I always have been. I don't like when things deviate from the plan I have made in my head. But life is unpredictable, and so is healing. There are going to be times where you react out of emotion instead of logic. Times where you make a stupid mistake that, looking back, you can't understand for the life of you why you did it. and that's okay. That's not even just something specific to the healing process, that's just how real life works sometimes. We make mistakes, we stumble, we're human. That's normal. In fact, I think that should be encouraged. Making mistakes is a beautiful, honest part of life, and while it can be frustrating and a little bit annoying, it can also remind you that you have a chance to try again. You always do. So now you've been sitting here listening to me talk for 5 minutes, and you're probably wondering, SK, what does this whole spiel even have to do with mental health? Even without going into explicit details, I think I've made it decently apparent that I have struggled a lot in my life. With depression, with learning disabilities, with self-harming habits, with a lot of things. And those things suck, but they don't make me any less of a person. They don't make me less of a human. I am still who I am, despite having a not-so-perfect past. I'm someone who loves books, music, teaching, family and friends, iced coffee, creating YouTube videos, the color pink, driving with the windows rolled down. I have dreams. I know what I want to do after high school. I know what I want to name my future kids. I know where I want to live one day. I'm still human. In fact, part of me believes that I am even more so human than I was before walking through these struggles. Part of the human experience is failing, is screwing up, is making mistakes. And the second half of that is getting up and trying again. So if you are walking through something similar to me, please take this as your sign to not give up, to keep going, to check in on the people around you, especially those who seem like they're somehow always okay. Take care of those around you. Reach out to people. You never know how much they might need it. Take advantage of the community you have, even if that's a nerve-wracking thing to do. I promise, people can be a lot more loving than you think if you just give them the opportunity. I'm so, so proud of you, wherever and whoever you are, and I love you. Thank you for listening to my ramble. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month.